All right, what's up, man? I'm back in my office finally. Let me move this. Oh. Um, I don't normally am at the pool, but I'm recovering, so can't be there right now. Let me adjust this a little bit. But today we're gonna be talking about trading psychology. Is Bro, this camera about to be pissing me off this whole time, but this is long overdue. But let's just not even waste no more time. And if you see me hitting something to the side, it's my cat. All right, but look, so number one we're gonna start out with is called FOMO. FOMO is the fear of missing out, right? So you get scared that you're gonna miss out on a trade. So is FOMO is when you see a move happening and you feel like you have to get in because you don't want to miss the opportunity. So what are some examples of FOMO? Chasing breakouts after the move already happened, specific for my strategy. Entering without your setup, specific for y'all. Moving your entry because it's going to keep going. Taking trades just because you see other people making money. So, what would be a good example? So there's plenty of times where, with my, I almost called them my students, my dogs, who I'm helping learn to trade, have wanted to take trades, just because, they see me entering a trade. A lot of times I'll hear like, my fault. I'll hear like, oh, let me know when you entered. Oh, did you enter? Did you enter? And, basing your entry off of, this was when they were up and coming more so, but basing your entry off of my entry is not a good thing. Also, there's, been times where even myself, like when I first started, I had just entered trades because I was scared it was going to keep dumping or keep pumping. And that's not how you trade, because I have never had a moment like that where I've hit the trade. I've always lost. So those are some things to keep in mind. So like I said, what is FOMO? You're chasing a breakout after the move happens. Entering without your setup, like there's nothing there. You just kind of enter, right? You move your entry, you move it down. You say, I'm going to enter here because why? Because it's going to quote unquote keep going, keep pumping, keep dumping, right? I'm a victim of that. And taking trades just because you see other people making money. You see your friends making money. You see your teachers making money. Get down. What are you doing? You see your friends making money. You see your teachers making money. So you enter the trade just because of that reason. So where does the mindset shift, right? This is the shift here. There will always be another trade. One thing I always reinforce to my friends and the people that I help trade is that the best trade that you take is the one that you don't. The best trade is the one you don't take, because you cannot lose money if you don't take the trade, right? There will always be another trade. There's always the next day. The market is going to open tomorrow no matter what, right? There's nothing that's going to stop it from opening unless it's Friday, right? If it's Friday, then you got Saturday, it's off. Sunday, it opens at 5 p.m. So there's always another trade. You can always take another trade. Wait for another setup, right? You don't need to catch every single move. Your job isn't to trade the market every time it moves. Your job is to wait for your setup, right? So moral of the story is, if you see a trend, here's an analogy I wrote down. All right, but first I'm gonna say the moral of the story is you don't need to catch every single move. Let the trade come to you. Do not force the trade. One thing I like to reinforce to the people that I help is that you want to let the money come to you. Let the trade come to you. Don't force it. Don't force it, right? Once again, the best trade that you can take is the one you don't. That's the best trade, the one you don't take, right? Here's an analogy. If you see a train leaving the station, you don't run onto the tracks and jump on it. You wait for the next train. Missing a trade costs you nothing, like I said, and taking a bad trade can cost you everything, right? And FOMO can lead to other, bad, like, mental traps within trading, right? So just make sure, remember, missing a trade costs you nothing. You can miss the first trade. Taking a bad trade will cost you a lot. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you your mentalness, and it's gonna, and by mentalness I mean like mental health, in the aspect of you being like, oh my gosh, like it's dumping, why didn't I make any money? You didn't make any money because you didn't wait for your setup. You forced the trade. Let's move on to the second one. Number two, over trading / revenge trading. So what is over trading and revenge trading? Over trading is when you keep taking trades after your plan says you should stop. Revenge trading is what happens when you're trying to win back money you just lost. Now, I am a victim of this. Every single person that has ever traded is a victim of both of these things, overtrading and revenge trading. When you take a trade, you lose. Let's say, all right, for me, my rule is 2 trades a day. I lose both my trades, but there's just, for whatever reason, I think I'm going to catch that next move. I take another trade to make back what I lost. I lose again. I take another trade to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to get to break even. I lose again. I'm overtrading. And my mindset is that the amount of trades you take is overtrading. Revenge trading is when you're trying to make back what you lost during a trade. Right? So what does it look like? Taking multiple trades because the first one lost, or a second one. Increasing your size after a loss. I am a victim of this. There has been times in my trading journey where I have taken another trade and upped my contracts just to make back what I lost. And it didn't work out well. The number one example I like to give about me, I lost $7,000 in 2 minutes. And I was risking $400 per trade. I'm going to let that sink in for y'all. Saying I just need one trade to get it back, trading outside your normal hours, trading during 1 o'clock, random times of the day. It's not good. Forcing setups that aren't there. The dangerous part about this, you stop trading the market and you start trading your emotions. You are no longer trading with your edge. As a trader, you have an edge to the markets. If your judgment is clouded, then you no longer have your edge. So 1 loss becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and so on and so forth. And suddenly you're trying to recover instead of execute. This is how you blow accounts. This is how you lose money. This is how you completely crumble as a trader. There are traders that were millionaire traders at one point in their life, and they lose their edge, and they have situations like this where they overtrade and they completely crumble and they lose everything and they never are the same. Do not let that become y'all. All right. Once again, the market opens the next day. If you have a set trading plan, follow your rules. And if you lose and that's it, even if the market has a move after that, it's okay. There's another day that you can trade, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon, not a race. Don't lose your edge in the market, okay? Come on. No overtrading, no revenge trading. Right? Here's an analogy. If you lose a hand of poker, you don't double your bet because you're mad at the cards. You accept the hand is over and you play the next one correctly. All right? The key takeaway. Your goal after a loss isn't to get your money back. Your goal is to execute your next trade correctly. Do not force the next trade. Do not up your contract size. And if you lose 2 and that's where you're done for the day, then that's it. It's over. All right? Come on. Number 3, holding losses too long. So what is that? This happens when a trader knows they're wrong, but they refuse to close the position because they don't want to admit a loss. You have a stop loss for a reason. Do not take it off. If you're driving a car, my number one analogy for a stop loss. If you're driving a car, you come to a red light. Is the light just going to stay red forever? It may seem like it sometimes, but no, the light is going to turn green and you'll be able to go. A stop loss just is a stop. It's a red light. You stop. The light will turn green tomorrow morning in terms of trading. Come on. So what does this look like? Moving your stop further away, removing your stop completely, saying it's going to come back, turning a day trade into a swing trade. If you're a swing trader, swing trade. If you're a day trader, day trader. Stick to your lane, all right? Come on, we ain't cutting up in traffic right now. Watching a small loss become a massive loss. Here's the real problem. It's usually not about the money. It's about being wrong. You guys want to be right so bad, and you don't have the ability to accept that you're wrong. And there's nothing wrong with being wrong because the market isn't always going to adhere to what you're saying. A lot of times, even me and my friends, we'll be like, oh, we know this move is going to happen. Then the move happens, and it's like, oh, yeah, I predicted this. I'm the genius. I'm the chosen one. Then you do it again and you're wrong and you lose your trade. And you know what I'm saying? You have a situation where you're like, oh, it's going to go back there anyway. Let me remove my stop loss. Right? And then the trade goes way back into drawdown and then shoots past the limit point and you blow your account and you lose all your money. So what's worse? You being wrong or you losing all your money? Come on, man. You have to understand that being wrong on a trade doesn't mean you're a bad trader. You're going to be wrong. The best traders aren't right every single time. They just manage their wrong trades better, right? Analogy. If you realize you're going in the wrong direction while driving, you don't keep driving for another 30 miles just because you already spent 30 minutes going that way. You turn around and go back the right direction. Here's the key takeaway. A small controlled loss is a business expense. A huge loss is an emotional decision. Do not make emotional decisions. Remember, like I said, A trader has an edge, and their edge involves their brain. If your mindset is clouded, then you lost your edge. Number 4, overconfidence. So what is overconfidence? Overconfidence usually happens after a trader starts winning consistently. You have a few big wins and suddenly think you figured the market out. So what does that look like? Increasing your position size randomly, taking setups you normally wouldn't take, breaking your rules because I know what I'm doing, trading more because you're on a winning streak, thinking you're incapable of losing. Right? This happens a lot with, young traders. You get very confident once you get a couple wins because you for whatever reason you think you're correct. Now, I'm a victim of this. I've had moments where I've gone on winning streaks for 2 weeks at a time. And then that third week, I'm like, you know what? I'm up in my contracts because I know what's going on. And then I lose. Overconfidence, clouded judgment. Right? Here's the irony. Sometimes your biggest loss comes after your biggest wins. Trust me, I know. You make money, your confidence turns into an ego, and you suddenly no longer following the process that made you successful. Here's an analogy. The first few times you drive fast, you're extremely focused. Once you get comfortable, that's when you start taking unnecessary risks. Here's the key takeaway from this, guys. Confidence should come from your process, not your last trade. Your confidence does not come from the 1 to 5 that you hit. Your confidence does not come from the 1 to 12 that you hit. If you hit a fucking 1 to 20, your confidence does not come from that. Your confidence should come from the fact that you have a repeatable process that is boring and consistent, and you have tested it and practiced it, and you know that it works. Back tested and front tested. You have done it both ways, and you know that it works. Stick to what works, right? Stick to what works. Why? If it's not broke, why would you fix it? Why would you switch it up? Stick to what works. Don't just randomly up your contract size. Don't just randomly do all these things. All right, come on. Number 5, and the biggest one, not being able to accept a loss. What is that? This is one of the biggest psychological problems in trading. A trader thinks every trade is supposed to win, but trading does not work like that. I want to be completely 100% honest with you guys. You are going to lose. And if there's anybody out there that's telling you, oh, I have 100% win rate, oh, I win 100% of the time, even 90% of the time, they're bullshitting. It's literally impossible. A 90% win rate would have to come from taking like 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades a fucking month. Excuse my language. And that doesn't even add up to 90%. So that paints the picture for you. You're going to lose. You're not going to win every single time. All right? And I had to learn that the hard way. So that's why I try to tell people, you're not going to win every single time. But I had to learn this the hard way. How did I learn it the hard way? I win Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday comes around and I lose twice. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, I'm not losing. And I start going back to other things, right? Such as overtrading and revenge trading. Because it also goes back to overconfidence. You think that you're right when you're not. The market is going to humble you, and you have to if you let it, it will. But if you just lose and you understand like you're gonna lose your trades some of the time, then you don't have to worry about these things and you avoid these things. Okay? So you're not supposed to win every single trade. You're going to lose. You can have a perfect setup that loses, a perfect entry that loses, perfect risk management and still lose. That is the game. You can do every single thing right and you're still going to lose. That is just how trading works. It doesn't mean you need to sulk. It doesn't mean you need to cry. It doesn't mean that you're a bad trader. It doesn't mean that your whole day is messed up. Just move on. You're going to lose, and that is okay. If you are the best basketball player in your city and then you play an NBA player, you're going to lose. Does that mean that you're a bad basketball player? No, that just means that he's better than you. It doesn't mean that you're bad. You guys need to stop comparing yourself to other people and compare yourself to yourself yesterday. So if you find yourself not being able to take a loss a month ago, but you're able to do it now, the difference isn't whether or not you were a bad trader. The difference is a mindset shift. And how does that mindset shift happen? You stop asking, how do I make sure I don't lose? Because it's impossible. And you start asking, how do I make sure my losses don't matter? If you're risking $500 to potentially make $1,500, you already accepted before entering the trade that $500 could disappear. Once you truly accept that, you stop making emotional decisions. you're going to lose. Once you hit buy or sell, you're in the trade. So win or lose, nothing else changes other than the money that goes up in your account or goes down in your account. Nothing else changes because you can lose both your trades and you still have other responsibilities you have to take care of in your life. Stop getting so stuck up on losses and just move on. Move on. It's okay to lose. You're gonna lose. I've been trading for almost 3 years now. I have lost many times and I have gone through this situation. So if I'm telling you to not get stuck up on a loss, you should probably listen to the guy that's been trading for 3 years. If you go look on, if you ask, you guys got favorite gurus, TJR, Juvir, shout out my guy, my mentor. Who else is there? PMB Trading. I forgot their names, but Blake and the other one. Those two cats. ICT. People like that. They have all been trading for 5+ years, and they'll tell you the same thing. You're going to lose. You're going to lose in trading. That's how it works. Come on. An analogy for you guys. A business owner does not shut down his business because he had one bad day. Losses are a part of operating a business. Trading is the same exact way. You're going to lose in this game. If you cannot understand that and you cannot live with that, this isn't for you. You don't need to avoid losses. You need to become comfortable taking small losses. Don't avoid the losses. It's okay. Losing those 2 trades is a lot better than losing your account. Plus, in my aspect of it, if I lose 2 trades and I win the next day, I'm up. So come on. The final message. At the end of the day, trading psychology comes down to one thing. Can you follow your plan when your emotions are telling you what to do the exact opposite? Right? Can you do that? That's number 1. And what does that look like? FOMO tells you to enter. Revenge tells you to trade more. Fear tells you to hold. Ego tells you that you're right. And frustration tells you that you cannot accept a loss. The trader who can control these emotions has a massive advantage over the traders who cannot. The market doesn't have to change. Your reaction to the market does. So let me give you guys an example. I am an example of a trader who can control his emotions. And that is why I have an edge over you guys, because you can have the inability to do that. That is the only thing separating us. So I need you guys to understand these things are avoidable. But the one thing that is not avoidable is a loss. Take the loss. All right? Listen, I'm sorry this video took a minute to upload, but these are the key takeaways. Like I said, though, in case anybody thinks for whatever reason that I'm reading this off of something else, these are my notes. These are my notes. As you can see, notes. My notes, nobody else's. So, what I'm saying? If you guys would like this little script that I put out here, just let me know. What I'm saying? I can send that over. But like I said, just make sure that you guys stay focused, stay locked in, and what I'm saying? Don't, if you miss the best trade you can take is the one you don't. So don't get scared on missing out. Don't overtrade. Don't revenge trade. It's not going to make a difference because 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose. And that 1 out of 10 time that you win, it just makes it worse because then you do it again and then you lose. Right? Accept the loss. It's okay. Don't move your stop loss. Don't think that it's going to come back into your area. Just take your loss. You get to a red light, it's going to turn green. All right? Don't get overconfident. The market will humble you. And when it does, if you let it humble you to the point where you're stuck in the ground, you're gone forever. All right? And have the ability to accept the loss. You're going to lose in this game. Nobody has a perfect record. All right? There's no Floyd Mayweathers when it comes to trading. All right? And listen, man, y'all be safe. And I'm going to catch y'all next time.